The game's changed right now with
Right.
the bats. There's going to be a lot of low-scoring games. There's going to be a lot of games that go down with save opportunities. The bullpen's going to be under a lot of pressure to perform late, and the defense is there. One thing we haven't talked about, we made one error this weekend, so we played great defense, which puts us fielding 993 for the weekend, and that's going to be a big part of the game too. Is your fielding along with the pitching. So it's the game's changed, and I don't think it'll ever change back personally. If I had to predict, some people keep saying you think you'll change the bats back. I don't think the bats will ever change. I think we're going to stay with this standard is pretty close to a standard of a wood bat, and I think they're staying for the integrity of the game. Maybe that's part of it, but I think it's also for cut down on possible injuries. So I think that's a safety issue.
Is that your preference? Do you like the change so far?
I thought I was, but I won't be a nervous wreck if every game goes down to the 9th inning or 10th inning, without a question. It's a little bit tougher. I know I said I don't like blowouts. I like close games, but this might be getting ridiculous. We're getting carried away with it.
Jim, you talk about Whaley's. I know he gave up the 3 runs, but he got the win.
He pitched outstanding in the first 5 innings, and maybe I should have got him. One hitter early. It's always easy to say that, but I didn't want to put Salas in that situation. I like to change the look, but he's a freshman, and last night he struggled a little bit, so I didn't want to bring him in another situation with the game, pretty close on the line as a freshman in second. I didn't do the same thing to him, so I waited one more hitter. Looking back, of course, it's always easy to look back, but I thought Whaley threw good. Of course, Salas came in and threw it outstanding. The bullpen only allowed 1 hit today.
The other thing, someone had mentioned that you guys have left on base 28 guys in 3 games. That's maybe a negative. Is that something you want to?
Well, it's not the bat's fault when we got the bases loaded and we don't put the ball in play. You may not hit it over the fence, but you got to put the ball in play. And we did that too many times this weekend when we had some opportunities to score with the bases loaded more than one time and didn't put the ball in play. We got to put the ball in play. You got to give it a chance. Had the infield in today, and we didn't put the ball in play twice. 300 hitters or 400 hitter with the infield in because of reaction time.
Coach, 3 new weekend starters. Obviously, in general, they all pitched pretty well, except for a couple innings. What were your impressions of them throughout the weekend?
I thought our pitching was good. I thought our pitching was good. Some of the young guys got their feet on the ground. Of course, B-Rad pitched outstanding on Friday night, but Sargent, got in there with a chance, and we're going to need him to get it done for Sidewinder to be the setup guy from the right side. Salas has been a short reliever in high school, which is not normal, and done a good job, so it's important for these young guys. Shane Rowland, I thought, did an outstanding job today catching. Of course, Brad Figger, getting in there, and he was our player of the game today, so that was good. And that home run, I think, probably took a little pressure off Harold. It did me for sure. And, but it was a combination of a lot of guys, that I think, got their feet wet today this weekend.
Coach, you mentioned defense before. You have a lot of continuity on the left side of the field, but the right side seems to be all new guys. How long do you think that takes until they start feeling real comfortable with themselves defensively?
Well, Figures played a lot at first base in high school, so he played more. He played his senior year at first base, and whereas Michael Broad has not played much second base, so he's learning the position. So it's just taking him a little bit of time. He's made a couple mental mistakes there, but bottom line, if he can catch it and throw it, then it's going to take a little bit of time for him to adjust mentally. But he's doing that, and I think Steven Perez beside him helps. Steven's a very knowledgeable player, very knowledgeable guy that can help, and those guys work together. So it's very important for those guys to talk.
Jim, do you foresee a day when maybe college baseball would have wooden bats?
No, I don't.
Is it a cost factor?
Yeah, it's a cost factor.
Are we talking thousands of dollars per program or hundreds, or how, do you know?
I just don't. I don't think that anybody wants wood bats back. I don't think it's going to happen. That's the biggest reason right there. I think they want to stay with aluminum bats. It's fine with me to stay with aluminum bats, and really they're pretty close to wood-like right now. As long as they make them equal, then I don't have any problem as long as all the bats are equal. I really, the games I think are gonna be quicker, even there wasn't indication this weekend with the extra innings and stuff, but I think the games are gonna be quicker. I think that's good baseball. You need an occasional home run, no question, because I think the fans really enjoy the home run. I enjoy the home run. I don't enjoy 15-13, 16, you know, the way the games were back in the World Series in 1998. I mean, that was, so they had to get out of control. The games are too long. That's not good for baseball.
So this changes the landscape of college baseball?
Absolutely, absolutely. You're back to, in my opinion, you're back to 1972.
Do you expect more?
My last year as a college player, by the way.
Sorry, go ahead.
I never used aluminum bat. That was the last
Go
year,
ahead,
I was the
Russell.
last year of the wood bat, was 1972. I know that. I never used a wood bat, I mean aluminum bat.
How does that affect Miami's program overall, do you think? For the better, or make it tougher for you? or-
We gotta play more Ron Frazier baseball, and you're one that knows that here better than anybody. We gotta play Ron Frazier baseball, which means we gotta run, and because when I came here, I changed a little bit because the bats were hot, and, you know, it was more of a big inning thing and score runs. Now we gotta do more of that, like almost like the old AstroTurf that we had, where you gotta run and hit and run and bunt and do those things to score runs. So, I need to dig in the books and make sure that I can perform that Ron Frazier game.
Do you expect to hit more? I know you don't know, but I mean, I think he had 7 hits the first game, 6 the second, and and 7 today. Would you, I don't know how many you expect, if that's gonna affect things, how many you're gonna average per game.
We're gonna have to hit better than we hit this weekend.
Okay, that's what I was.
I thought they had good pitching, but not dominating pitching. We're gonna see better pitching, particularly in the Atlantic Coast Conference. We're gonna see there are outstanding pitching in this conference, or outstanding teams throughout the conference. And we're gonna have to swing the bat better, and we're gonna have to put the ball in play and do the little things.
Coach, your impressions of Shane getting his first start today?
I thought he did a great job. I mean, I know he can catch and throw, you know, and it's good, but he hadn't really earned that position. He was hurt in the fall and didn't play, and in the spring he hadn't really won the position. It's kind of a flip of the coin to me. Before we opened up, and Bill Asuso's a junior and he's a freshman, so I went with Dave and let him sit over there a little bit, which is good for a freshman generally, as far as I'm concerned, you know, and earn the position. And he's got to win it, but he has the ability to do that.
Good.
Anything else?
Perfect.
That's great. Thanks,
Thank
Coach.
Thank you very much.